Hello all. Today in this session we are going to learn the use effect hook. Okay, this is the most important. Of course, every concept is very important, but this is again like most important concept. I hope many of you already know the importance of use effect, and if you want to learn in detail, and we should understand that when we should use effect, at the same time we should understand when we should not use effect. Okay, most of the times few developers like me are trying to use effect everywhere. Okay, so that is bad. So we should understand clearly when we should use effect, when we should not use effect. Okay, of course maybe it's not possible to cover everything in a single session, so now we are just entering into the basics and slowly we can understand each and everything. Okay, let's ask one more time. Are you ready, team, to understand what is use effect, what is the need of use effect?
Yes, yes, and
Just enjoy the session. Remaining things will follow you. We have a oh, for that I'm just creating a simple component. The component name is called the post posts dot jsx. Okay, I'm just okay. Of course, maybe in the last session we have used the next.js, but here, okay, first we should understand the fundamentals in React.js. Parallelly, we will do project in a next.js. Okay? If you didn't understand why next.js, what is next.js, please leave it there, no problem. How much you can digest it, but definitely I will explain in detail. So here, okay, as we know, like we know how to create a component, the functional component. So just go and create a function component like the posts, okay, and of course we know we should return a JSX and just displaying the heading like the ports information or something. So just export it, export default posts. Fine. And even you can create arrow function, that is also fantastic, but okay, for simple understanding purpose I'm just using a simple syntax. And I have exported, and we need to import, and I think previously we have designed the login screen. Now we are going to import, Rajendra. Why he's joined again? Okay, fine. So import um, the post from the proper path. Just display. Already I just ran the application. Hopefully it is up and running. It is compiling one more time. Let's see. Yeah, this is it is displaying the post. Okay, this is React application. But for React application, why it is showing a cursor icon? Okay, let's see. We can discuss later that part. So fine here, just go to the posts. Okay. Here, okay, I want to maintain some state because I want to display some post information. Constant use. Okay, if you want, you can store arrays also, right? Just arrays. Fantastic. So now, what I'm doing, I'm just taking some information outside or inside, whatever it is. Here, it's not a big deal. So I'm just deciding um, initial data or like simply the posts array. Okay, it equal to some array. So So let me just construct a simple thing. Later I will explain in detail. We can go with the REST API and all those things. The post is like post have a ID. Suppose ID like 111. I'm just taking only a few things. The title I'm just giving T1. Right now I'm not getting any idea. That's fine. And suppose from location. I'm just taking randomly. There is no specific meaning for this structure. So just ID and title and location. Okay, even you can use employee details or student details or players details for meaningful. But anyway, we are going to fetch some REST API and we are going to get post information. That's why I'm taking. Okay, otherwise, anyway, I will show you from where we are going to take that information. So JSON placeholder dot the posts. Okay, here some information is there. Right now, I'm just hardcore taking some information. Ready one. Later we can change the IDs. No problem. Just copy. Means I'm just hard coding the data. Some post information. If you have a confusion, just go and take a simple example like anything like students information or something. Right now it's like JSON data, so we need to convert into normal object. Right? I will convert it. So here I'm just taking, or what we can do, um, simply we can do that. So JSON dot parse. I think we don't need. Okay, but just cross checking. Just checking. Don't worry. If we get any problem, we can change it. Okay. 1 minute. Just instead of putting confusion, okay, I will create a simple information. Just take players. Then we can go with the posts. So players, I'm just taking an array like player name, player ID. Go with the IDs. So I'm just giving triple one. Name. Um, the highest score. Mm, what is the highest score for Virat Kohli in 1 days? I think 183, right? If I'm not wrong. Okay, fine. This information is enough. Just copy. Okay, just put. Actually, every day I'm forgetting. Actually, before joining the session, I should prepare this data. Sorry for that, but next time I will try to come up with predefined data instead of wasting time here. So one, two. Here I'm just taking. For watching this video in the YouTube, you can forward for 2 or 3 minutes because anyway I'm just changing the players details. Okay, MS Dhoni. For MS Dhoni also I think 183, right? If I'm not wrong. I'm a big fan of MS Dhoni. It's 183 only in 1 days. Mm, Rohit Sharma fans, just tell me the score. Rohit 264, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Raghu.
Four, the fourth player. You can go with Pant. What's the high score for Pant? I'm not sure, but I'm just giving a random number. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, our data is ready. Sorry for the wasting time. Or even you can just add this complete array here as initial value. That is also perfectly fine. But so instead of making confusion, I'm just putting the players like this. Simple, simple, simple. So here players and the set players. Okay. So fine, our data is ready. Data is ready. If it is showing any warnings or something was used before it was defined. Was this defined here, Baba? Is it okay for you now, or you will throw any error?
Raghu, now we are just displaying the data or
Right? No, I will tell you. I will tell you. We need to. Okay, fine. So here we can go with the players information. Don't worry. So because I need to initialize some array. That's what I'm trying from last 5 minutes. Sorry for wasting your time. So because we know, right, if you want to store a string, you can store. If you want for a counter, what we will do, count, set count, and we will give an initial value as 0. But we have learned how to deal with arrays, right? How to deal with I think we have covered how to deal with objects, how to deal with arrays we didn't cover. But yeah, we can learn that. Okay, no problem. Got it so far? This is just array of objects. Array of objects, some players information is there, and I'm just taking as the initial state. I want to display players information. How to display players information? So if players are there, I'm just putting this unconditioned. Already I've explained in conditional operator, right? If players is not undefined, it is going to execute the next logic. So here what I'm doing, I'm just doing players dot map. Okay, map means it will execute on each and every item in that players list. Okay, players is a array of object. Okay, it will pick each and every item, that means players information, and I want to just display as a paragraph. Okay, for each and every player I want to take player name and highest score or id or something. So here we can go with item of instead of item, like we can say players, play player. So here we can do like player dot name and his highest score. Okay, player dot highest score, that is also fine. And we need to provide a unique key. Okay, I will explain why we need to provide a key for each and suppose for if you are adding multiple children, definitely we should add a key. But I will explain in a separate session because it's uh, very important thing. So fine, just tell me, is it going to display data or it will going to break
We are going to display data.
data? Okay, I hope I have given a proper things, because if you use TypeScript, it will help us where we are doing mistakes. Okay, so hopefully yes, we got the data. Virat Kohli 183 and Dhoni 183 and Rohit Sharma 264 and Pant 112. Fantastic. Okay, but so far we didn't use effect. Don't worry, we are coming to that point. So right now, how many players are there in this list? 4 players are there. So I'm going to add few more players details. So you need little bit more patience. Okay, so I'm copying and just putting comma. Okay. So now just tell me fifth player. Okay, Virat Kohli, Dhoni, Rohit Sharma, Pant is there. Who didn't score a century? Suppose Bumrah. So I'm giving ID as what's the ID already done? 115. So Bumrah's, what is the Bumrah's highest score? Maybe I think he got minimum one half century. I think he scored fantastic in Test cricket against England or something. He scored 4 or 5 fours or something. No, I'm just going for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, because there is less chance that they have a opportunity to score the century. Bhuvaneshwar also have really good half centuries, so hopefully he scored minimum 60 highest score. And just tell me another player name, bowlers. Shami,
Ravindra Jadeja.
I think not sure whether he got half century or not. So this is 117 and 118. So Shami and any other bowler name? Spinners.
Ravindra Jadeja.
Oh, Jadeja. I think Jadeja also didn't got 100 in one days, right? If I'm not wrong. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go with Jadeja got maybe. Don't think so. He got an opportunity to score a century. Okay, fine. We have a data ready. But I'm here. Okay, let's focus now. Let's focus now. Okay, here the requirement is I want to display the player's information players information who scored a century. Okay. Right now, if you just refresh, okay, it is giving all the players list. But I want to display only the cricketers, the players who got century, because Virat, Dhoni, Rohit Sharma, and Jadeja and Pant. So I want to display these players with information only. So what to do? Can anyone suggest me how to display that?
Find method.
Find.
Find method.
Yeah. Okay. Just tell me, if you use the find, what will happen? What is the difference between the find and filter?
Find means is display the only one person.
Okay.
Find filter is display the whole array
Multiple
given.
values, multiple matching values, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but here, what is the requirement? We need to display players
Only
information who got centuries.
centuries.
Means how many players are there? One, two, three, four, five players are there. So in this
Yes. Filter
situation,
filter method is used.
filter,
Filter method.
everyone is agree or you don't know? If you don't know, I will start JavaScript training.
No, agree.
Agree? Okay, don't worry. I don't have the patience again to start the JavaScript training. So what we need to do, we can filter. Okay, maybe someone asked the question, Raghu, we have learned JavaScript, we have learned a lot of array methods. When we need to use in a real time, okay, this is a chance to use your knowledge in a real time doing the projects. Okay, fine. So how to do filter? Suppose this is a player's information. So okay, before rendering, what I'm doing. So I'm just putting constant. Okay, players. I'm just putting C, like players who got centuries. So this is the original array. So we should not mutate. Right now we are not going to mutate anything. Suppose we are just applying the filter. Now tell me what I need to add a condition here. Can anyone help me? The filter condition.
Item players greater than or equal to 100.
Callback function.
Yeah, what is the condition I need to apply here?
ID firstly.
Player greater than or equal to
Player.
100. I think
The player greater than or equal to
100.
perfect. What is a player? Player is an object or a number?
Is this is ఫిల్టర్ మెథడ్ లో ఒక ఐటమ్ అన్నమాట. ఒక అరే పార్ట్ లో ఒక ఐటమ్.
Okay, now you are comparing whole item with 100 or you need to check only highest score?
No, every item is checking in array.
Okay, Rajendra, what I'm asking, ఈ అరేలో ఈ 100 అనేది ఈ ప్లేయర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో మొత్తం గ్రేటర్ దాన్ ఈక్వల్ పెడితే అది చెప్పేసిద్దా, లేకపోతే
Not access we need to give.
మీరు హైయెస్ట్ స్కోర్ ని మాత్రమే చెక్ చేయాలా?
హై స్కోర్ మాత్రం చెక్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి
ఏం చేయాలి?
Player dot HS.
ప్లేయర్ డాట్ హెచ్ఎస్ షూరా? Right?
హై స్కోర్ అన్న కరెక్ట్ అన్న.
That's what. Okay, that means whenever you are learning JavaScript, you should learn properly, because right now we are using React.js. Okay, I'm not blaming anyone. The thing is, you should learn, you should do practice. I know you have done a practice, but you forgot, right? So
Yes,
this is the time, at least refresh, recollect your knowledge. But very good, at least you said we need to use a find or a filter method. That's fantastic. Very good. So now we got the data, filtered data. Sure.
yes.
Greater than or equal to 100. So what it will do, it will take each and every player information. Okay, player dot highest score. The first player dot highest score is greater than or equal to 100. If it is true, it will push that player information into this player C, right? So now what we can do, right now we got a filtered data. So now I'm going to replace players with player C. This is fine. What I'm doing, previously I'm just displaying the data from players list, players array. Now we have a filtered information. Okay, now I'm going to display players who got centuries. Is it correct or Anything wrong here?
కరెక్ట్ అన్న.
Everyone? Bhavita? And who are watching this video in the YouTube? If you don't know how to use a filter, please learn. Okay? Don't worry. First of all, don't worry. At least learn now. Okay? Hopefully you know how to use a filter. Otherwise, just please do practice. So we have filtered, and suppose just simple example, fruits, okay, have lots of different kind of fruits are there. So I'm just with the filter. If you filter only apples, here only apples are there. You can display apples like that. Here total players are there. Here I just filter who got centuries. That's fantastic, and I need to display the out.
అన్న రాగనా
Yeah, tell me.
ఒకసారి కోడింగ్ చెప్పాను సారీ.
Okay.
ప్లేయర్ ఎస్సీ డబల్ యాంపర్సన్ ఇచ్చిరన్నా ఇది
ఇక్కడ ఇదా? This is the conditional operator. If condition.
కండిషన్ ఆపరేటర్ కదా.
Suppose if players C, if you don't have any data, suppose if it is undefined, it is not going to execute this one. Okay, I think I have explained, right?
Yes,
Conditional operator. One thing is if else, right?
yes.
Another one is question mark and colon.
క్వశ్చన్
Right?
మార్క్ అనేది అవును.
Third one is
And
logical and.
డబల్ యాంపర్సన్.
So what is the difference between this conditional operator with this one?
condition operator, if either this one or it will give true or false based upon condition, but condition operator it will check only like in one way only.
Good. So if you see here, if you use if else, if you have a data, it will go for if block. Otherwise, it will go else. This is also same. But here, if it is true, it will go and execute this one. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. Got it?
ఎస్ అన్న.
So I think we have this in our playlist. I think if I'm not wrong. Okay, fine. So now we got the data, right? Got it or not? Proper data.
ఎస్ అన్న.
So if I want to display players who didn't score 100 century, what I need to do? Here we have, tell me.
Can you repeat the question once, please?
I want to display players information who didn't score a century. Right now we displayed who scored the century. I'm just asking the question in the opposite way. Who didn't score a century?
Less than.
ప్లేయర్స్ హెచ్ఎస్ కూడా ప్లేయర్స్
Change
నేమ్
the
పెడితే
condition less than.
That's it. Okay, sometimes interviews they will ask simple questions only. Okay, don't think that okay they are asking silly question. That's why we need to we need to think in a out of box or something. Okay, nothing. So just understand what he is asking. If it is a simple question, explain in a simple way. So simple, right? If you don't, if you want to display the player's information who didn't score 100, you should display. Fantastic. But when we need to use useEffect, that's what our question, right? Here, if you see, this is the place. This is the place. This is the place. Okay. First, this is for initialization part. If you want to initialize any hooks or something, you can do it. But after that, before this render, you can do any kind of calculations. Okay, before rendering, because here before rendering you are deciding that okay I want to display the players who scored a century. So you can do the logic, but most of the times, like a average developer like me, they will quickly start writing useEffect. Okay, quickly start writing useEffect, and they will put this logic inside the useEffect. Okay, that is absolutely wrong. So useEffect has a specific purpose. Okay, if you want to, if you right now this data is inside our component, or if you have a data inside any other component, we no need to go for useEffect. Okay, suppose if you want to get data from other places like other server or any place in the world. Okay, suppose if you see This is our React application. I'm just drawing. This is our React application. Our code is there. React code is there. But the information is there in the server. Okay. Any server, if the information is there in the server, suppose this array of information, array of players information is there in the inside the server, some server. Okay, suppose the server name is JSON placeholder. Suppose somewhere they are storing this information, but bring you want to bring this information from that server to your React.js code and you want to display in the component. Understood? Means if you want to get information from external server or other places apart from your React application, if you want to get any information outside that, at the time we need to use fetch API, because with the help of REST APIs, okay, I know most of people are not good at what is a REST API and all those things, what is a server and all those things. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you what is REST API, and we are going to create our own Node.js server with the help of Express.js, and we are going to consume our own REST APIs very soon. Okay, it's not possible to explain everything in a single day or a single week. Everything it will take some time. So right now, some services are there. Suppose if you see this JSON, this is the API, REST API. Okay, this is the API. Suppose if you just hit this API, this is a server. Suppose JSON placeholder https www.amazon.com or flipkart.com or google.com or anything. Okay, or even you can access any bank APIs, right? So how this all the UPI is working, phone pay and all these apps are working. Okay, you didn't open account in a phone pay you just registered your account, but not, that is not a bank, right? Phone pay is not a bank and Paytm is not a bank. Of course, maybe Paytm is providing some services as a bank, if I'm not wrong. So, but all these people are not maintaining the banks, but they are sending a request to the bank and they are getting your data, your account information, and they're allowing us to do some transactions. Suppose if you want to get some data from external services, at the time you can go and use the use effect. Okay, understood? Like basic information. I will show you how to implement that, how to get data from external services and all those things I will explain. Got it or not?
Yes, Anna.
Suppose if you want to do any filtration or if you want to do any calculations, okay, you can do here. You can do here. So you have a hundreds players information there. You can filter or you can do any kind of changes to that data before displaying, because data already there in your control. You can do anything. But suppose this information, suppose I want to display this information. I want to display this information. This is not there in our React application. This is not there in our control. But if you send a REST API to this server, JSON placeholder server, then you can access it. Right now, it is not asking any authentication, right? But it is completely open source for just learning purpose. That's why you don't need to provide any user ID or password. You don't need to register anything. But how to use effect? Okay, I will give fundamentals today, and tomorrow definitely we are going to learn in detail. So right now this is the players information, right? I want to display posts. Okay, posts information. Actually, they are not providing any information related to players, so that's why I'm going to take a post. So here I'm just removing this code. This one, remove. This one also same thing. Of course, we are going to write in a similar fashion. Don't worry. But the thing is, okay, previously we have a players information is there in our component locally, but here we need to get information of that posts from some external server. Okay, So here it's a mtr, initially mtr, nothing is there, but I want to communicate with the server. I need to get the data into our React application. Okay, right now observe carefully, the data is there in the JSON placeholder server. Okay, this is the data. So what we need to do, we need to send a request, REST API request to that server. Then that server will return the data in a JSON format. Okay, the data transfer will happen in the JSON format. Okay, if you don't know what is JSON, please go and watch that video in our playlist, like I think 100 days challenge JavaScript world or somewhere I have uploaded, or any video, not only our videos, any video, but you should understand what is JSON. Okay, at least by Monday. Okay, and once you got the data and you can display. So fine, don't worry. So here, whenever you want to send any request to external system from your component, so React is providing another hook that is called useEffect. Okay, useEffect. So how to use useEffect, and because every hook, predefined hook, has its own structure, we should not break the rules, we should follow the rules. Okay, if you want to create your own hook, yes, definitely we can create our own hooks. We are going to learn how to create our own hooks as well. So here use effect or anything. Okay, these hooks are just functions, just a simple function, that's it. Here also this is a function, just invoke that function. Simple. Here use state, you are invoking that function, but you are providing some initial value. Okay, what is the structure of use effect? What it is expecting? Okay, it is expecting one callback function. So it is expecting one callback function and one array. Okay, but this second one is optional. Second one is the optional. Okay, right now if it is optional, that's why I'm just removing. Okay, what will happen if you don't mention that array? Okay, what is the advantage of using that array? Okay, everything we are going to discuss in detail. First of all, okay, but this is optional. Okay, it will accept two things. One is arrow function, second one is array. Okay, if you want, go to the documentation, so you will get more details. Okay, if you see use effect, the first one is a callback function that is called setup, we can call it as setup, and second one is a dependencies, that is the array. Okay, what is dependency and what is the setup and everything we are going to learn now itself. So here, okay, fine. Right now I'm just putting is saying that option, so that I just put an array. What will happen, we can see it later. So this is the use effect. Okay, here we should communicate between the servers. Okay, here, okay, how to communicate with servers? Simple, we need to use a fetch API or Axios. Okay, for now we are going with a fetch API. Fetch is a predefined. Okay, don't worry, Raghu, from where this fetch is coming. Okay, it's coming from a JavaScript web API. Okay, suppose console.log, from where that console is coming, right? That is there in the window object, right? That the browser is providing. So in the same way, fetch is also provided by the browser. So fetch, and what is the URL? What is the user URL? So this is the URL. This is the URL. Just give a URL. Okay, and it will return a promise. It will return a promise, and definitely you will ask the question, Raghu, what is a promise? Okay, it's not possible to explain now, because I already explained what is promise, why we are using promise, what is the callback hell, and everything in detail in a JavaScript world. Please go and watch that playlist or any playlist, understand. Of course, still after watching that videos also, if you're not able to understand, definitely I will try to explain one more time. So, but suppose if you have a confusion right now, just focus on the user effect, and definitely mm, learn what is promise. Okay, definitely, that's a very important interview question. So even if you have a confusion here, he will, okay, just go to JSON placeholder, this URL, type icode.com or something. So if you just check in the Google JSON placeholder, you will definitely find this website. So here, this is a simple thing. Okay, even if you have a confusion, just copy this code. Just copy this code for now. Okay, so first it will return a promise. If it is resolved, it is going to execute this callback function, and again it will return another promise. If it is resolved, again it is going to return this promise. Okay, right now, don't worry, just replace this path. And okay, in this classroom, how many of you know about promises? Varun, Vasanta, and other people, just tell me.
Yeah, why not?
Just ping me here, and in who are watching this video in the YouTube. Okay, if you don't know, please learn. If you know, I'm very happy. If you don't know, you don't need to comment or something. Please learn. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Okay, it's very difficult. If you learn, and at least, Rajendra, if you have any confusion, please take help from Vasanta or Varun or someone. Okay. I hope Bhavita. I hope you have done a practice, right, Bhavita, regarding promises and all this.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So this is a, you need to pass the URL. It will return a promise, and that promise, if that is resolved, if it is rejected, it will go to the catch block. Okay, right now, don't break your head. Just copy paste the syntax and just give this URL. Okay, and here you got the data. Okay, response, and it is converting that into JSON format, and you will get that exactly like a JavaScript object here. So you will get that. So here, what I'm doing. So once you got the data, what we need to do, we should store that in the state, right? Right? Because we this from here we are going to display in the component. Because with the help of useEffect, you can send a request to the server and get the data. Once you got the data, just please save the data in our state, local state. That is very important. How to save the data to the post state? Anyone tell me? Okay, even if you have a confusion, this is the data.
Sorry, how to put?
What I'm asking now, once you got the data, how to update that data in this state?
Yeah, in the same, we can set up in the set state, and then we can access from the state.
You see, if you use a set post,
Yeah.
and if you give a new array information, what will happen? It is going to update this information. Oh, he is also said it's correct. Thank you. So if you see, you can save the details here. Now you want to display. Of course, yes, we got the data. If you want to cross check, just cross check the data whether we got the data or not before rendering. Just do console log posts. Nothing. We are just sending a request to the server, and it is just resolving the promises, and we are getting the data here. Once here we got the data, so that data I'm going to store in the our local state. That's it. Nothing complex. But what if you don't know what is promise? Please go back and let. That's it. So now let's see, and just go and refresh our React application. For a namesake, I'm just refreshing one more time whether we are getting the data in the console.log or not. Okay, successfully we got the data. See, we got the data. 100 records are there. Okay, this is array, big array, and it has 100 items. Okay, don't worry about that. Why it is giving array of 0? Because in React, it is just fetching 2 times, if I'm not wrong, somewhere. Okay, I will explain that right now. Don't worry about that. So we got the data. And if you want to display the data, what we need to do? Same thing. How we have displayed players information? Players, whether that object is undefined or we have a data. Then players dot map, and we have
Map
given,
method is here.
yeah, very good, simple. So here also posts, if post is not undefined, we are going to do post dot
Map.
map, and here post, I'm just taking item as a post, and so let's display in the paragraph itself. And what are the properties are there in that object post dot? I hope ID is there. Okay, we can go and display at least post dot title. I hope the title is there in that object. If you want to just cross check, is in placeholder. The post like a title is there, and body is there, ID is there, user ID is there. Okay, and we can display at least title. And don't forget to give a key. Right now I'm just explaining blindly, but just make a habit. I will explain in detail. Okay, definitely I will explain in detail. Don't worry, because how that reconciliation algorithm is working and how it is optimizing. If you don't give a keys, it will. We are putting a lot of pressure on algorithms um, to decide what we need to update in the next stage. Right now, make it cool, simple. Okay, now tell me, are you sure it is going to display the data or not?
It is going to display the data.
Sure. Because anyway, it's not showing
Yes,
any error.
Yes.
display the data.
Because already we have tried with players information. 1, 2, 3, go. Wow, wow, fantastic. We got the data. We got the data. Okay, happy? Now, understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Understood or not? Okay, this is most important. And I'm saying, as a fresher or with the 2 years of experience, you will get a coding challenge in interview in React. The same question. The same question. Okay, either they will give a post. Okay, either they will give a post, or maybe they will give another thing like to dos or users. Most of the people prefer to give a same example like post. Okay, they will give a task like just go and open code sandbox. Okay, React code sandbox. They will open this link and they will give it to you. Okay, this is a plain. Hopefully, maybe Varun, if you get the same question, you are the lucky person in next round. Okay, they will give a same link. Okay, they will ask you to open any, because anyway you are going to attend the virtual interview, right? So they will ask just open any code sandbox solution. And Varun, I'm giving this URL. Can you create a component and fetch information, and can you display on the component?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm saying who are
Yeah.
watching this video, this is the most
Import.
important interview question. Okay, and of course lots of questions are there. Okay, gradually we are going to understand the subject, and I will mention interview questions in that perspective also. Please do practice. Okay, fine. So first we should understand the concept, then we need to think about the interviews and all this stuff. Okay, I hope you guys understand. Okay, now tell me, I have a question now. Suppose I don't want to display, these 100 posts. I don't want to display 100 posts. I want to filter some data. Let's see on which basis we can filter the data. User ID 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you see, observe carefully, ID is different and user ID is different. User ID 1, how many items are there with user ID 1? Okay, I think 10 are there. If you see from here, the user ID is changing. And after some details, again, because this is repeating like I think 10 items have a user ID as 1, 10 items user ID as 2, like that. If I'm not wrong, I didn't check properly, but hopefully it is looking like that. If yeah, I hope, because total 100 items are there, and if it is repeating 10 different user IDs. So my question is, okay, I need to display only the details of the user ID which having 9. See, this ID is unique. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hopefully that ID will be 100. Okay. Okay. For each item, every item has a unique ID. But these IDs, because you can group 10 items based on this user ID. So my question is, I want to display the 10 items, or how many items are there which are having user ID as 10 or 9, whatever it is. Okay, now suggest me what, where I need to add that logic or how to do that, something.
Remove the map method and use the filter method. Huh?
Here,
మ్యాప్ మెథడ్లో రిప్లై చేసి పెడితే రావచ్చు అని అనుకుంటున్నాను.
okay, but because anyway, if you want to display the information, we need a map method, right? We need a map method. But
And we can restrict
we can
set
filter
post.
here, right? But before executing this one,
Yeah.
here we are getting 100 posts, right? Can we filter here?
ఎస్ అన్న.
Sure. Because I'm not
Yes, sir.
giving too much time for you to think, and because of lack of time only. Otherwise, I will give 10 minutes to think, and I will give a task to you. But due to lack of time, I'm just moving forward quickly. So what you need to do, you can filter here. Okay. So here, what I'm doing is the constant filtered post something. Okay, fine. Posts dot filter. Now tell me what I need to add the logic here. I want only the details who are having user ID as 10. Okay, fine, 10 or 9, whatever it is. So what is the logic I need to write here? What is the arrow function I need to pass here? Anyone? At least tell me how many of you can try this one.
The same condition, whatever you applied before.
But tell me, what is the same condition here?
Yeah, now we are taking post. We need to create a callback function inside. Hasni.
Okay. Here,
Post dot the post in which place user ID, right? We are comparing.
hmm, what you're
Yes,
saying is correct.
less than 10.
అన్న
Okay. Rajendra, tell me.
అన్న ఇక్కడ సపరేట్గా ఒక యూజ్ స్టేట్లో ఒక ఐడిని తీసుకొని ఆ ఐడిని ఇక్కడ ఫెచ్ మెథడ్లో పెట్టేసి ఒక ఇన్పుట్ బాక్స్ తీసుకొని దాంట్లో మనకు నెంబర్ కొట్టేసి మనకి ఎంత నెంబర్ కావాలో అంత నెంబర్ కొట్టేసేస్తే ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేది వస్తుందన్న.
Yeah, okay. You can implement that, but right
Okay,
now
we can
we
do
don't have that much time. How to filter here? Just tell me the condition. That's it. You can hard code the number. If I'm giving a 10, just hard code it. If I give a number 9, you can hard code it. Later you can create a form, and if I user enter 9, it will display all the items which have user ID 9. That is assignment for you guys anyway. Now tell me.
user ID 9 or less than user ID 9?
I want only 9 or 10.
Then equal to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Rajendra, do you agree with
ఫిల్టర్
her?
మెథడ్ కాక అనదర్ మెథడ్ యూజ్ చేయాలన్న. ఫిల్టర్ ఫైండ్ కాక ఫైండ్ మెథడ్ అన్న.
Oh, okay, sorry. We have
Find
exact find is the better, no? Then we can exactly get that.
Okay, very good, fantastic. Do we need to use find? Now tell me, what is find and filter difference? I think still you didn't understand what is find and filter. What is find? Just tell me now. What is the definition of the find? Or find will return only first matching item.
ఎస్, ఫస్ట్ మ్యాచింగ్ ఐటమ్.
Suppose if you have 100 apples, 100 bananas, okay, and if you use a find method, okay, to filter apples, how many apples you will get?
One apple.
One apple. Okay, right? In this, what I'm saying here, we have 10 apples, 10 bananas, 10 oranges or something. I'm asking a specific kind of a fruit. So how many apples are there? In that sense, I'm asking 10 apples are there, right? Right?
Yeah, Raghu.
User ID means a category of apple. Suppose apple. Okay, how many apples are there? You will get 10 apples, right? I'm asking, okay, just display all the apples. That means whether you will get a one category or one category, but you will get 10 items at the time. If you use a find, what will happen? It will give only one item, actually first matching item. Okay, what we need to use, we should use a filter. Okay, no problem, no problem. Please go and do practice. Just open JavaScript file and just declare some array and do practice. Filter, find, reduce, map, these are regular things. If you don't know what is the difference between filter and find, clearly I'm saying it's very difficult to crack the interview. Not difficult, it's impossible. If you don't know what is the difference between filter and find, and why you need to use map, and why you need to use for each, where you need to use reduce, it's very difficult. Okay, please. Okay, I know maybe while discussing that concepts you remember, but after that, that's why I'm saying everyone, you should do regular revision. Okay, every week or every 15 days, whatever you have learned, please revise that. Otherwise you will get a lot of confusion. Don't worry, don't worry, but while doing implementing, definitely you will get the idea. So now what we need to do, yes, we
Equal
should
to
use
equal to can write 10, Raghu.
sorry,
Equal to 10.
yeah, equal to, yeah, that's it. So here I'm just using a triple equal to 10. Just let me know. User ID is a number, right? So that number or string? Tell me. User ID is number or
string
string?
and
Number, number.
Number,
Number.
Raghu.
String means if anything is there in double quotation, that is a string. Okay. No problem. Please go on. Very good at basics. Basics are important. Fundamentals are very important. Okay. Don't worry, don't worry. Sometimes if I ask suddenly, maybe you can't answer it. So here, I'm not going to display all the posts. I want to display filtered posts. So still I want to use map here. Either you can first filter and then apply map. Okay, that will be initially, that will be a complex. That's why it's better to filter here, here, and then just display filtered information. So if you see, I think I have given 10. So hopefully it will display 10 details. Observe carefully. If you want, you can cross check. First one is AUT, AMET, and SCD. The post information which is related to. Okay, it's perfect. And the last item with item number 10 is at nam. Okay, I don't know which language is this. Okay, it's working. So if you give a 9, what it will do? It will filter how many posts are there with ID as ID equal to 9. Suppose if you give 1, it will display. So now you can think, suppose as Rajendra suggested, Raghu, just create a form. Just create a form, input form. It's assignment for you. Okay, just create a input text box. Text box. Okay, type is equal to text. And the placeholder, enter user ID. And you can display once you click on that button. So just provide a button of display something, display, and just add the logic for that. So that's, but don't expect that Raghu just implement everything and explain everything. No. If I explain everything, you can't answer things in interview. You can't remember anything I'm saying. So whatever, because I will provide the basic information and important information, and where it is really difficult to learn as a beginner. Okay, I will give that information, but you should do practice. You should think, and if you are facing issues, so just connect with other friends. As a team, you can go and just fix the issues. Okay, but so far still lots of things are there. We need to discuss around use effect. A lot of things are there. Here we can return one callback function, and what, because if you don't put this array, what will happen? If I put array, what will happen? Okay, what is the purpose of this array, and how we can achieve component did mount, how we can achieve component did update, how we can achieve component will unmount, and at what situation this use effect is going to execute. Okay, why we need to call the REST APIs only in use effect? Why can't we call those things outside the use effect? Okay, and what is the difference between, because still few people will try to do even filtration logic also into the use effect. That is wrong. Okay, I'm saying. So, but okay, if you want to learn in detail that when to use effect or when we should not use effect, this official documentation is very important. Just go to this official documentation. So if you see the last section is there, escape hatches. Okay, of course, once you understand the fundamentals of use effect, then you can start it, but I'm just giving the reference to you. Okay, this is about reference, manipulating the elements, synchronizing the effects. Okay, you're also there. So once you enter the effects topic in that escape hatches, please read the documentation. Okay, how many of you started reading the documentation?
Me, Raghu.
Very good. At least daily one paragraph, at least one concept, whether you understand or not. Start start it. Okay, one maybe after a few days definitely you will understand better, or you can go and try to read the documentation which we have covered already those topics. Then it is easy, because once you understand the use effect, use state we understand, right? So just go and read the documentation about use state. So additional activity or some managing state, the concept as explained. Okay, that's fine. You have any questions now?
So what was the assignment, Raghu? What do you need to do?
Assignment. Okay. Mm, assignment is just put a text box between, just add a button. Okay, if I click on this button, okay, suppose if you see here, so if here if I enter one and display, you should display the post which has user ID 1. If I enter 2 and display, it will display the details, the post information which have user ID 2. Got it?
Yeah, Raghu, got it.
And remember, this is the most important thing. Of course, everything is very important actually. Nowadays, in interviews, they're asking that they're testing each and everything based on how many years experience you have. Okay, based on that. Okay, that's, and now tell me, understood everyone up to at least, because if you don't know what is promise and something, please don't break your head. For now, just follow the syntax, just hard code the syntax, and just only just change the URL for now. But please focus on learning what is the callback function, and what is the callback health, and what is a promise. Okay, what is async and await. Okay, the same thing I will show you how to deal with async and await. Okay, tomorrow. Okay, that is very important. Okay. Okay, fine. I think today is a Friday, right? And we don't have a session on Saturday. Sunday, enjoy the weekend, and hopefully, IPL matches or like league matches are getting close. And I think Gujarat Titans already entered into the qualifiers, and hopefully, by end of Sunday, definitely we will get the clarity. Yeah, that's all for today. And okay, I'm stopping the recording, and who are watching this video, I'm repeating the same thing. Please do practice. If you don't do practice, that is your choice. I can't do anything. Suppose same thing I'm saying. Okay, if you didn't practice JavaScript properly, you can't understand why we are using filter here, why we are using map here. Definitely we can't understand. Okay, if you don't understand React concepts, you can't understand anything in further concepts. So it's very difficult. Okay, that is in your hand. If you didn't understand what I explained, okay, Raghu, I watched the videos, I practiced, but still I didn't understand. Okay, then ask me. If I have a time, definitely I will explain. Otherwise, I will suggest some good tutorials or good articles which are there in YouTube or any um, the portals. Definitely, those will be helpful. Okay, that's all for today. And okay, I will stop the recording.